Hi, my name is EJ Massa. In a previous episode, I tried out sous vide, and you may have noticed, I didn't even try to make ribs. And everyone knows when I review something, I always have to try to make ribs with it, which will be really awkward when I try to review the new season of Westworld.
I'm in a dream.
That's right, Dolores. You're in a dream. Would you like to wake up from this dream?
Anyways, folks on the internet told me that sous vide ribs are amazing. And look, I'm not gonna just take a bunch of strangers on the internet's word at face value. Somebody on the internet told me that drinking gorilla urine would cure my eczema. Now, let me just tell you this, still got eczema. And lots of gorilla urine. Tasty, tasty gorilla urine. And I can't say no to ribs, so let's make a couple pig ghosts and see if this method is any good. If you saw my last sous vide video, then you know I'm not completely sold on the method. But I'm willing to give it another shot. Any excuse to make more ribs, honestly. I'll be using some awesome St. Louis style spare ribs from Costco. I don't think I've done St. Louis ribs on the show before. I can tell they have some great marbling. And my friends, that means flavor. Swift brand. Interestingly enough, my ancestor was Gustavus Franklin Swift, who championed meat refrigeration train cars, revolutionizing the meat industry. Meat is in my DNA. And I think this also means I'm distantly related to Taylor Swift. Hey, Taystway, how come you're not coming to any more family reunions, cuz? Come on over. I'll share my gorilla piss with you. These Costco packs have 3 slabs and I'm only going to use half of them so that they can fit in my little cooler that I modded in my sous vide steak episode. I removed the membranes, cut them in half, and now I have 3 beautiful half rack of ribs. I'll season them with salt and pepper. I like to keep a mixture of coarse ground pepper and kosher salt on hand in a little shaker. Add some delicious paprika, a few cloves of crushed garlic, smear it all around on both sides, then time to banish these suckers to the vacuum. And I'm a little worried that the bones will pierce through the bag, so I decide to play it safe and double bag these guys. Always double bag your boned meat, so you don't get pregnant. Now we have 3 beautiful meat packets, which I'll nestle into the cooler, and hey, they fit perfectly. Add some water, slide in the ANOVA, and then I'll program the temp to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'll leave it in there for 24 hours. And I actually got to try the device with Wi-Fi using the app, and I was actually filming an episode of Box Mac, and I was checking the app to make sure the device was still running. It was weird to be monitoring a cook from 120 miles away, but it worked really well, and it was pretty cool. While that was cooking, I got the idea from the wonderful channel Sous Vide Everything to make some mashed potato sous vide to go with the ribs. As the name of their channel suggests, they sous vide everything. So there's lots of great tips there and they're quite entertaining.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I put some potatoes, butter, cream cheese, and milk in the bag, sealed it up, put it aside until the ribs completed their 24-hour cycle. I'll put the exact amounts for their mashed potato recipe in the description below. Now that the ribs are ready, I took them out of the cooler and put them in an ice bath because I'll be putting them in some smoke to finish them off, but I wasn't ready to cook them quite yet, so I just stored them in ice for now. Now that the ribs are out, I set the temperature to 195 degrees Fahrenheit and put the potatoes in for 2 hours. Now it's time to finish off the ribs on the smoker. Some people are like, hey, why don't you just use liquid smoke? Just put it in the bag, seal it up, and while it's sous vide, it'll taste like smoke. It ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. You need the real thing. The real thing made with fire. It's the smoke kissing your meat. You need the real thing. Come on, guys, you need the real thing. So I cut open the bags, put them on a rack, and then sprinkled on some rub to help develop a little bit of bark on the smoker. I'm using Killer Hog's rub, which is sold by one of my favorite YouTubers, Malcolm Reed. I guess this is the episode where I shout out my YouTube food crushes. I like Malcolm Reed's recipes, and I love his accent.
But when you eat it and it just makes your eyes roll back, that's when you know you've got something special.
Sorry I don't have a cute accent. I got my accent from the stupid TV. Anyways, I picked his rub because it's very paprika based, which I love paprika. It adds some sweetness and gives some great color. I threw them onto my Weber kettle set up with a slow and sear and some oak wood chunks, and let it smoke on there for about 45 minutes at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I prepared some Sweet Baby Ray barbecue sauce, but cut it with 1/4 cup apple juice to thin it out, and a tablespoon of tiger sauce for a little more zesty flavor. I painted that on the ribs and let it glaze for another 15 minutes. When the potatoes finished cooking, I could have, smashed them in the bag, but I decided to put them in a Pyrex dish and smash them the old-fashioned way and season them with some salt and pepper. And they were creamy, cheesy, and delicious.
Delicious!
Back to the ribs, and oh man, they look perfect. One downside about the sous vide ribs is the lack of a smoke ring, which, they look completely white, like an oven-baked pork chop. That's fine. It doesn't bother me that it's gone and it doesn't have a beautiful ring like this one right here. It doesn't bother me. It's purely aesthetic. There's no flavor in that. There's no flavor in that ring. I miss it. Now, is it as amazing as people say? Holy shit. Holy shit. The tenderness is unreal. It's so perfectly dialed in. It feels artificial. Look at that bite. Oh man. Combined with the smokiness. And the delicious rub. It's unreal. It's unreal. Truly haven't had anything like it before. And I know it's a lot of work with the bags and the water and the devices and you gotta program them, but I'd do it again this way. I would. It was pretty freaking amazing. I'm shocked. I'm shocked myself. I guess that means some strangers on the internet were right. Huh. That means I have to get more gorilla urine. Where did I put my gorilla urine? Tasteway! Tasteway, did you take my gorilla piss? Until next time, bye.